Hi. It's training day Tuesday. All right, I'm gonna see. Hi, how are you? How's everybody doing today? It is so rainy here in my little part of the world, but it's not freezing anymore. You know, us Southerners, we don't like the freeze. When it's winter, it's only supposed to be like the low is like 40 something, so we can wear a light coat. All right, let's see. Gonna wait, see if anybody can jump in live. I would love to see who's here. And if you are jumping in the Facebook group and you're watching this later, say hi. Say what made you jump in today. I would love to know. So Tuesday training day. I'm working on it. How does it go? Live with Liz. I like it, except that I don't really go by Liz that much unless I'm on a sport, like playing sports, like athletics, because Elizabeth takes so long. But live with Elizabeth still goes. Anyway, I wanted to ask. Yeah, hi. So jumping in, say hi, and love to hear what made you jump in today. So what I was saying is I just posted this in the group. I didn't post it too many places. So if you have a friend who you think would like to join us, send the invitation or let them know what we do in here. Like I said, I was Tuesday training day with Elizabeth, and I'm playing around with the live with Elizabeth, live with Liz, because I'm going to do this every Tuesday. So jump on in every Tuesday, even if you didn't get the formal email. And all right. So what happened? What happened about this topic today that makes you interested, right? So for me, this is what I want to share with you. We're not long, we're about 20 minutes. I was speaking with a infant child care professional. It was yesterday, the day before, and the topic came up. She is pretty experienced and, has done a lot of work in the community, and we were discussing why, do you need to know why? We were talking, we booked a call, and we were talking about working together, etc. And I had some questions, and I was like, well, what interested you? What made you, reach out? So we talked about that, and then we moved forward, and I was like, well, do you feel like this knowledge and this topic, about infants and how they develop and connecting, and is this going to, elevate your job, elevate who you are? And like I said, I don't know, she's already, she's a pretty experienced person. And so I came out of this with, do you guys feel like you need the why of your doing stuff, or only the how to be great at your job? And if you're watching this now, go ahead and give me an answer. If you are watching it later, think about it for a second and let me know your thoughts on it. I am coming from a place of multiple places. Okay, I'm coming from multiple places. I'll start with the mom or the head of the family that you're working for. So anyway, this child care professional and we were speaking. She was kind of like thinking out loud, and she's like, well, I don't need to be all the professionals, right? I don't need to know the why, maybe, I just know that I need to do the tummy time, and I need to do the, let's say there's sleep issues, and she needs to do them. Or let's say that there's like a feeding type of challenge, and, she's like, I don't really need to know the why. Like, let's say I was doing the tummy time stuff and there's a problem, and I'm happy referring, and then I'm happy to go to the pediatrician's office and be there and let them tell me, and then, or the physical therapist's office, I don't need to be all the professionals. She goes, and then as we were talking, it came out like, well, if I did notice something, and then I told the parent, they would say why, right? And then I would probably need to explain it. And we were having a conversation. So she said, it was kind of going back and forth. So I said, I want to talk to you guys about this. You being a nanny, NCS doula, I feel like it's a little bit separated, but then a lot of times they cross over each other. So I think each person gets to identify how they want to work in that field, and what do you want to stand out for? What do you want your expertise to be? And like some doulas focus on the mom, some doulas like to cross over and help out with the infant, and vice versa. Some are NCSs and a doula, and some are infant nannies and they work during the day and not the night. And so I think everybody, we have our own idea, right? But when someone hires you, what is their idea, right? What are they looking for? And so I think I'm going to tie this back into what we talked about last Tuesday, which was how to stand out in this recession. I'm tying this in because I feel that if you're going to stand out, and we said exceed expectations, you've got to actually stand out and exceed expectations. So there's a lot of talk about I'm not appreciated and I'm not valued and I don't make enough, people don't want to pay what I'm worth, and there's a lot of this in every field, but what are you doing to have all of those things, right? I'm not saying every family is, this perfect, great family, and I'm just saying, what are you doing to be able to ask for all these things? And I would look at that first. And so, since I'm starting this topic, if you're coming in, share hi, say hi for, and I love that you're here. And go ahead and share, where you are. What made you tune in today? What part of this title made you tune in today? So I'm going to share my opinion on this, and then I want to, like I asked, chime in here. So as a professional, I have to know my craft, okay? I have to know the ins and outs of it, because if I am hired, depending on what position it's for, and then I am hired to do the best job of that, whatever that is, that I can do. And so I think that the mentality of, and I'm not talking anymore about the conversation I had with the person. There was a lovely, lovely conversation. I'm just using that as a spin-off to my thoughts. So you have to know your craft. You have to know the ins and outs of it if you're going to be great at your job, right? So if you want to be mediocre, right, and, let's say, not that I agree with this or not, but let's say you're going to college and you're nannying on the side, you're kind of just trying to make some money, you're hanging out with probably toddlers or school age, that's a different mentality than a career infant nanny or a career NCS or, a postpartum doula. Put all the time in education and you're good at this. These are different mentalities. And if that is who you are and that's what you are putting yourself out there as, then I feel you need to know all the ins and outs of your job. You should know the why. What if you're caring for a mom and, you're explaining to her about her personal care and her nutrition? You need to know why if she's going to buy into what you're saying. They hire you, they pay you, they have a certain expectation. So we talk about that too, like finding out what is that expectation that the person has of you. What do they want? What are their goals? And then being at the top of what you can provide. Whatever your best is, that's what you should provide. And so your best is providing, knowing what you're doing, knowing what you're saying, and know why you're saying it. Hi, Annette. Thanks for commenting. Anyway, so I was thinking about, what I teach as far as knowing in infants what is going on with the baby. So when you're hired for a position, yes, they want you to get the baby, on a sleep schedule, which takes time, and a lot of parents don't understand they're not going to be on a sleep schedule within the first couple weeks of life. But that might be what their first thought is. But later, they're going to think, oh wait, is my baby doing all the things that they're supposed to do? Oh wait, I wonder if my nursing experience, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I didn't need to switch them to the bottle. That, to me, is why you're special. If the parent, yes, they read things. Yes, they know a little bit here and there. But if you can communicate what your training has taught you and why you recommend a certain thing, not in a, I am better and I know more than you, because I see some of that too. That's not going to work with a professional who's hired you. What if they are a professional, right, and they're on maternity leave and they have a baby, but they've hired you? That's not going to work either. It's not a power struggle. It's a non-micromanaging position, right? And I know some of you get micromanaged. So like I said, not every family is perfect. But what can you do about it to counter some of the non-perfectness, right? Some. If this ruffles any feathers, let me know, because I want to talk about it, right? I'm not, I'm just bringing this up for education, conversation. So basically, the question of, do you need the why or only the how to be great at your job? My opinion is you need the why, right? If you want to be great at what you're doing, you need to know what you're doing, right? And why you're doing it. Because to have a buy-in, to have the exceeding expectations, you need to know what's going on, The other thing that if you don't know the why, let's say it's, I don't know, I keep jumping back to like floor skills because that's what I teach, but that's my expertise here. But I was trying to think of another example, but well, let's use swaddling. I teach that a little bit, but only in regards to development. Let's talk about that. So if we're doing swaddling and you're like, I heard that swaddling's really good, we really should do this, and so the mom buys one and you're using it. This is just an example, but you didn't put in the time to know why, and the slightest difficulty, and you don't have the answer, then that parent, you're going to lose a lot of credibility fast. Okay. Hiring people like fast. You're gonna. So this is why I say you need to know the why. So let's say you're working on, there's a swing, a nice pretty swing, and you're like, I'm gonna put the baby in the swing for 20 minutes while I prepare this and this and this, and then we're gonna be on the floor. And I created this great floor space. And by the way, if you are not super confident in how to create a great floor space and play space and as to grow with the baby, let me know. That's something that I can help you with. And so and the mom's like, well, why would you do that? The swing is great. They love it. They're sweet. They're sleeping, and you gotta have an answer, right? You've got to be able to step up and say, oh, because their development is really going to be limited. Their experiences are going to be limited if they're in this swing. They only have certain range of motion of their arms and shoulders. They're not able to use their trunk, and they can't explore fully. And so for their neck muscles and back muscles and all of their development with their brain and body together to grow, they have to be able to use their body in the fullest way, which is going to be on the floor in this safe space and with these toys, and that stimulates their vision. And there's many things. You don't have to say all of that. But anyway, that's my thought on that. So, like I said, going back to this recession idea, not everybody's experiencing this. Some of you have an abundant amount of jobs and positions, and you get to pick. But I've also heard and spoken with people that that's not the case. So if that's, you want someone to choose you, there's got to be a reason to choose you. Okay? You have to have something that stands out, and you have to be able to back up what you're going to say. If not, you're creating a cycle of misunderstanding, miscommunication, and then that can build to resentment. and then I think escalates to other problems. You're going to stand out and want to be great. You have to know the background of what you're doing. And I understand let's just use nanny, right? Being a nanny is unregulated, right? You can be, like I said, in college and picking up a few hours, and then you can be, this is your career. You're really good at this. You're called to this. And, you can really, really change and impact the futures of the babies that you work with. So if that's you, which is usually who I'm speaking to, then I believe you do need to understand the why, understand what you're doing, to explain it and to buy it, to almost enroll the parents into what you're trying to teach them. That's a skill too. They have to buy in and not be like, in her head thinking, she's just a nanny. I'm going to take care of this part. Right? That creates a lot of uncomfortableness. Is that an uncomfortableness? Okay, let me read my comments here and see. So if you have another comment, go ahead and pop it in, or a question. All right. For me, I want to know the why, but the parents I work for currently always call me a babysitter. Oh my gosh, yes, that is so frustrating. In the beginning of the job, there were eating and sleep challenges, and I would help with them, but the parents didn't seem to hear. So I did what I needed to when they weren't there. Some parents want the education, and some parents want to do their way and want to listen to their gut and don't want to hear new ways. So you don't speak up. So, yeah, and I can see that. You wouldn't, that can go both ways, right? So you wouldn't want to compromise your position by being super strong. Communication is not forcing your own, views. But, okay, one, I will say it's too late, but like in the beginning, right, setting it up to where, what are your goals for me? What are your expectations? What do you want from this relationship, kind of thing, and getting really clear of what they expect and what they're looking for, and then communicating it in a way of what I can provide for you is, based on my training and my experience, what I can provide for you is, and then can we have open communication along the way and share. I mean, if they want baby-led weaning and you don't, that's something, or vice versa, right? Okay, so it sounds like they don't want to hear me with baby. That's totally fine. I mean, the baby's going to get fed, so if they hear you and they don't want to do that, that's their choice. It's their kid, right? But if they have a goal, like when people see me, they have a goal of their child being able to do all the things they need to do, right? And they have this picture. I have to say to them, it's like, well, if you'd like to achieve that, these are the things that we have to do. If I don't work on their head being able to move both ways, and I can do it through play, but if I don't work on that, this is what's going to happen, and it's going to be a lot harder to work on later. That's just me, my area, right? Or if I don't work on their, making this leg move the same way as this one, this is what I'm seeing, So when it's an optional thing, baby-led weaning, but if they are, I actually read about this in a group the other day. The parent wants a certain outcome with the sleeping and the naps, but they're not willing to do what the professional is suggesting. And, so then it comes down to, like for me, I'll just use me, right? And then you see if you can translate this, I've told people before, you're asking me for help and I'm happy to do it, and this is what I see, and I feel to get this result that we have to do this and this and this, and this is why. So for me, that sets up my credibility. They understand where I'm coming from, they understand what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and that I know why. And then if they would choose, and I'd say it, I said this before, I haven't had to say it very many times. I'm thinking maybe only once that I was popping out over 20-something years, is that If you choose not to work with me, if you want to do it in a different way, that's totally fine. But if you want this result, this is the things that you have to do. And I'm happy to help you with them. I'm happy to explain them to you. I'm happy to show you everything along the way. And so it's not really questioned when I put it in that manner. But that is where I think a tricky part comes in with people viewing you as a babysitter and positioning yourself from the beginning in your communication, in how your confidence in yourself. And I know that you have the skills in it. I know that. That's not a question. You have the heart as well. That I can feel from you. And so it's not a question of whether it's there, but positioning yourself in your language, and how you show yourself to your potential clients is going to make all the difference in how you're viewed. And then also finding out what's important to them, what are they looking for, and does that match up with what you want to teach and how you feel about the situation. So I'm not saying this is easy at all. I'm not trying to sum it all up and be like, oh, I'm not saying that at all. So it makes me feel sad to hear you that you don't speak up anymore. But if you want to have a deeper conversation about this, I think I've offered you this before, then I'm happy to do that, because maybe there's a different way that you can use your talents and your sometimes it's with words, but sometimes it's just doing it and then them seeing the result, in a gentle way. Like, let's say it was a playing with purpose thing, like I teach, that they would see the result of what was happening. That was one of my other clients did that. We were working through the program, and there were some little challenges with the baby. There were some little issues she was actually seeing while going through my program. And so we got to work through these in real time without the pediatrician, without a diagnosis, without all these things, because it was literally the exact stuff I was teaching. So she was able to carry it through and then show the mom, hey, look, I did this little activity today, and it's really helping his core. Did you see how he was trying to roll before and he was going backwards instead of forward and doing this little activity? So it put the mom at ease, as opposed to ruffling her, making her like on edge. What is this person doing? This is just a nanny, right? It was able to smooth it in, and then the mom's like, oh wow, now I see the difference. Now I see he can roll really smoothly. Well, yeah, they should sit more than 20 minutes. Oh, let's book a chat, Annette. Book a call with me for I'll message you. Let's talk for a few minutes, like 20 minutes. Let me know your hours. Send me a private message and let me know a space where you'd have 20 minutes. I don't want you to have that experience if I can help you. All right, guys, ladies. So basically, to sum this up, I feel like to have an expertise, to be good at your craft, to be exceeding expectations, stand out, be professional. You're not just a babysitter, okay? If you're in my community, you're not just a babysitter. That's not who's here. And so you do need to know the why of what you're doing. If you're asked and you want to have any credibility at all, you have to have an answer. And you've got to have an answer that you're standing behind and that you have confidence in yourself. You have confidence in your heart. You have confidence in your skills. And then that's going to be portrayed, right? And then that's going to erase a lot of skepticism that they might have. It's going to get rid of it. So I have a masterclass that I taught last week, and it was great. And I loved it. The recording is available. Still, there was a VIP upgrade, and so it's $27, and you got to join into the special private Zoom afterward, where we do a lot of deep dive implementations, like a special coaching time. And it's only $27, but in this group, I posted a coupon yesterday. If you missed the masterclass, and you would like to get the recording, you can pay only $20. Put a coupon code in there yesterday, and then you will be invited to join in the special private implementation session the next time I do a masterclass, which is going to be, I think, next week. So I'm planning it now and fitting it in my schedule, but it was great, and I met some new people, and I want to do it again. So if you don't want to wait 2 weeks, check that out. The coupon code is there, and I will see you. I'll see you in the group, Training Tuesdays. Don't forget, this is our new thing. And Annette, thank you so much for showing up live and interacting. I always love to hear from you. Have a wonderful week. All of you, if you watch the recording, try to answer these questions that I post throughout this training. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your experiences. And if you would like to chat about anything, you need help with something, let me know. All right. Have a great day.